Hey, PopRockers, how you going? Paul here with you again. Hey, we recently sat down with Jemma Beech from country New South Wales. She's got a new song out, Four Leaf Clover. So stick around at the end of the interview. We'll play the music as normal and check it out. Don't forget to like, love, share, subscribe, and follow. Cheers. Bye. Hey, Gemma, welcome to Pop Rock Radio. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I got my Tamworth hat on. So yeah, normally I have like a Under Armour hat or a Bulldogs hat or a hat of some description, and
Well,
had to
so
break
you
it out.
get in the bit of a country theme happening.
Yeah,
So very good.
I'm gonna have to do a trip and go get myself a cowboy hat or something.
I was actually I brought one back for Nan, so I'm just at
Yeah,
Nan's house at the moment, and I can see the one that I brought her back. It's not this one here. It's
yeah,
hanging up over there.
yeah,
But yeah, Tamworth is a great place. Loved it.
yeah. Do you know you obviously know Molly Meldrum?
Of course,
Yeah,
yes. I mean,
yeah,
not personally,
yeah. Not
but
personally. Yeah, that's probably why I won't wear a cowboy hat because I don't want to copy the legend, the man himself.
Oh,
So,
nah. We won't be thinking of
nah.
that.
All righty. Now you've got a new song out. Oh, before we get into that, anyone who's listening and watching, that everyone knows the QR code will go to your social media. So if you're on a computer and you want to scan it in, it'll go to the social media. And yeah, that way, I'm always the same thing. It's like over here, but
Down there.
yeah, but we'll have all the other bits and pieces in the descriptions as well. So if you're on your phone, the descriptions will be below. New single, Four Leaf Clover. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, so I did a trip over to Ireland.
Yep,
It's where my nan is from. So I'm so close with my nan. It's my dad's mum,
yep,
and she left Ireland when she was about 16, 17. Went over to England, met Pop over there. They had two sons, my dad and my uncle. And then there were the 10-pound Poms who came
yep,
over to Australia. And yeah, and this is where I was born. So very close with my family, and I wanted to go back over to Ireland and really trace back,
yep,
where we come from, and really honor that, because I know how much home means to Nan,
yep,
and being Irish, it was just like their values and traditions are so, strong and rich,
yep,
and they date back thousands and thousands of
yeah,
years,
yep,
compared to Australia. So, just went over there for my first time, solo trip over there, and traveled all around. Ended up extending the trip and just absolutely had a ball, reconnected with family,
yep,
got to play in some Irish pubs over there. So, yeah, this song was so inspired by that trip. And
yep,
when I got back, I jumped in the studio with Jake Davey, and he's not just a great artist himself; he's a producer,
yep.
photographer, everything. So it was, it was hard not to talk about my trip, and he was just like, "We need to write a song." So as soon as we got in the studio, I said yes, and then this song was born.
Yep.
So yeah.
Cool. When you sit down to write songs, right? Do you have any what's the word? How do you prep? Probably the best way. Yeah. How do you prep for writing a song?
Yeah, so I sort of put my ideas out there, and like, I'm quite a chatterbox
Yep.
in conversation. And then if it's something that I'm really passionate about, or something that's, really exciting, something that's happened recent, I'll have a conversation with someone, especially
Yep.
songwriters, and they'll be like, there's a song in that, there's a
Yep.
song in that. So it's so fun to talk about my story and like recent events, because they're just picking ideas out for songs, and that's how we really create the songs.
Yeah. I've been asking a few people lately, and I do it because I want to justify my own sanity more than anything else. But do you ever find yourself like in a weird position or spot place? Like I do it getting into the shower or in the bathroom. I'll just come up with songs, really stupid things like a song about a hole in my sock or something. Do you ever come up with a silly song like that and then turn it into a good song?
Um, I have,
Yeah.
especially when I was truck driving in the mines. So I did that for the past 6 years, and I've only just quit the mines.
Yep.
And so a lot of the time I'd be driving trucks and I'd be singing silly songs.
Yep.
And
So it's not just
it
me
could
then.
be. No, it could be in any situation, whether it was like, another truckie that was
Yep.
driving like a lunatic, I'd be like, "He's a lunatic," and just like kind of,
Yeah.
make up silly
Yeah,
songs.
I do
Yeah.
that all the time. I'm gonna have to start writing them down and converting them. So what mines were you working in?
Yeah, so I'm in a New South Wales girl,
Yep,
um, and I went up to Western Australia for
yep,
2 years. I was actually called over to be a nanny
yep,
for a friend who owns a boot company, Cater Boot Co.
yep,
She's a designer, and yeah, just met her on social media, and yeah, we reconnected, and she kind of needed a hand with her kitties on the
yep,
road touring around. So I went over anyway, ended up getting in the mines somehow. They lived up in the Pilbara.
yep,
So, yes, truck driving. And then I came over to New South Wales just before the pandemic.
yep,
And I didn't really listen to the news. Like, I don't really watch the news or
yep,
listen to the news that much. Kind of, it's too sad. And
yep,
then, so I didn't really know about this COVID thing when it was coming,
yeah,
and I didn't know until it hit us. And then I'd moved back, decided to leave the Pilbara after living there for 2 years, making it a home, performing,
yep,
Troy Cassadaly and all these awesome acts that would come over and perform in Port Headland.
yep,
And yeah, so Hunter Valley. I've been in the Hunter Valley for the past 4 and a bit years.
yeah,
Yeah, up in Muswellbrook.
yeah, yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Your grandparents and that were 10 pound poms, so were mine. Worked up in at the MPLA. I worked in Karratha. And where you
Wow.
now? The Hunter Valley, Muswellbrook.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was up that way,
I've got family
but
that way
all
too.
my
We could be like twins
yeah.
without even knowing about it. We
So
write
are
silly
you? Yeah.
songs and yeah,
Well, they say
yeah.
that.
Anyway,
The Irish and the English and the Scottish, they're all related.
oh, yeah, I've got all four of those in my family. What
In
would you
your
call?
genes.
Yeah, ancestry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no
Yeah.
wonder I don't like any of them. I'm confused. I don't know which one I belong to.
Yeah, I kind of like on my mum's side, I've got a lot of German and
Yeah,
Polish.
yeah,
So, but yeah, both my grandmothers are still with us. So I've got an Irish grandmother
yep,
and a German grandmother, and so which I wrote a song about my German grandmother, about her journey
yep,
and her life coming to Australia as a baby, and how it's called Against All Odds. So it is on my debut
yep.
album, which was released in 2018. So that one was actually the most streamed song on Spotify, which was
Wow.
amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, without it being a single release or anything, that album actually went to number 19 in the ARIA charts
Oh, that's
when it
amazing.
released as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's amazing. And I noticed I was doing some research. You were on The Voice.
I was. Yeah, that was during COVID in lockdown.
How did that go? Because I saw the video clip, but I didn't catch the end of it.
Good,
Yeah.
because I didn't get through.
Oh, well, that could be a
No,
blessing in disguise, really.
it
Yeah.
was, and at the time, it was just sort of an experiment.
Yeah.
I was, I'd just come back to the East Coast from living over in Western
Yep.
Australia for 2 years. I was a little bit disconnected, even though I was still doing music. I was still, yeah, like I was working on a station and I was
Yep.
singing for, station workers and then travelers. And I was even sponsored by a Western company out there in Karratha, BK8
Yep.
Outfitters. Um, yeah, so I was like still doing loads of things, but um, yeah,
Because
I
it's good. You get the
lost my train of
exposure.
thought.
Yeah. You get the exposure without having to sign the big contract away. You get to keep everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. So, performing my own songs,
Yep.
I kind of didn't want to dive into that. I was just there for the experience,
Yep.
and they called me up. They were like, "Gemma, you're a pretty cool chick. Female trucker in the mines who
Yep.
sings country music. Like, you got a great thing going on. So why not come on the show?"
How
And
did they find out about you?
um, social media.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
The power of social media. Yeah.
Yep.
So they contact me, I think, on Facebook and Instagram, and I was kind of ignoring it and thinking it was like a scam or
Yep.
something. And then they sent me the number, and I was like, entertained it, and I called, and yeah, the girls from The Voice. So
Yep.
they were very lovely girls, and they're like, so why not give it a go? So
Yeah.
I loved the experience. It was so nice to see all these different singers, and
Yeah.
even just like get out of Muswellbrook for a little while,
Yeah.
go
So
down to Sydney, and
I
yeah.
might I might have to answer the messages I've been getting from the African prince who reckons he's got about 20 grand for me. I'm gonna have to message him back, say give it to me.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I get some of those as well.
um, yeah. Hey, so what do you think is the best thing about performing your music?
Honestly, I love connecting with people and
Yeah.
community, and that is why I travel so much. And that's, my family have always lived in one
Yeah.
place, and that kind of makes me feel safe to go off and travel, and because I've always got a home to come back to. The family are always going to be there, which
Yeah.
is so comforting. And yeah, just traveling around, meeting people. Obviously, I've done a lot in the last 12 years traveling around Australia,
Yep.
singing my songs, and I've collected so many, stories along the way that,
You can turn into music. Yeah.
I'm still turning it into music.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of stories out there that I've
Yeah.
I've got from over the years.
Yeah. So in all your travels, what's the worst thing you've had to eat?
The worst thing
Yeah.
had to eat. Oh wow. I didn't like crocodile.
Yeah. That was, it stinks, doesn't
No,
it?
wasn't for me. Yeah, I just wasn't for me.
Yeah, I was up
Yeah.
in Darwin. They had crocodile burgers up there, and the plate it just stunk. I just couldn't like bring myself to eat it. So no.
It's
So
crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, have you developed any
Uh,
bad habits or any superstitions and rituals in your travels?
Um, any bad habits you
Yeah,
say?
yeah, bad habits, superstitions, rituals, anything out of the ordinary.
I guess actually not so much bad habits. I mean, I'm still growing, and
Yep,
every, stage of my life, I feel like if I start to go down a little bit, there's always like an angel that pops up.
yep,
Like that's how I refer it to. There's always people that come into my life that
yep,
sort of guide me, give me that love and support that I don't know I need at the time, and I don't realize, what's going on, but I just know that there's a helping hand along the way, whether that
yep,
was being in, you know, the outback in Parabadoo, or if that was, going over to Ireland, or,
yep,
um, you know, right here in my hometown. So yeah, it's just, I think, knowing and looking back over life, I've always had these lovely people throughout my life that have,
yep,
just helped me. Like Roger Corbett is a massive angel of mine, as I'll call it.
yep,
Yeah, in my music career, because in 2015, I was in a bit of a really bad relationship,
yep,
and I didn't know how to get out of it. Like I was 22, I think,
yep,
and um, yeah, I was just a bit lost, and I'd applied for the Academy of Country Music,
yep.
and Roger is obviously organizing it back then, and he reached out to me and said, "You've been accepted. We'd love to have you."
Woohoo!
And then I was like, "Oh no, I shouldn't do it. Like
Yeah,
it's putting my name out there. I'm not ready for it yet. I'm still feeling down and everything. I need, to get through this stage."
yeah,
But he was sort of like that person said, "I'll help you. Let's raise some funds." So he helped me, set up an online crowdfund
yep,
page, and we raised money, and I got to go to the Academy of Country Music. And if I hadn't said yes, and
yep,
thought, no, he's someone who is genuine and he's looking out for me, and cares, and
yep,
obviously he can see that there is a talent there, and there's a lot of growth,
yep,
that I'm going through. So
yep. That's
yeah,
that's amazing because I've like I've always said musicians always seem to have this thing where they help other musicians and they won't ever say anything bad about other musicians or anything, even though they could be talking about a musician who is totally doing the wrong thing, and they will never say a bad thing about them. They're always there to help you and support you. And if someone comes along and says,
yeah,
I want to do this, do that," there'll be someone who will come along and say, "Here, I'll help you," which is amazing. I think
yeah.
it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we're human
Yep.
after all, and we're just doing the best that we can. So
Yep.
yeah.
Cool. So What is your fondest memory of making all your music out of all?
Um, I guess one of my fondest memories would be when I was a nanny, and so this was 2016.
Yep.
Just after going to the academy, I I was going to a lot of B&S balls
Yeah.
and singing at them, partying, and then I ended up um, getting a bit sick. So
Yep.
I took some time off
Sick
from
or
singing.
hungover?
No, like for like in my vocal
Yeah.
cords. So yeah, like just kept getting sick,
Yeah.
and then I couldn't sing, so it affected that. And so I took about 6 months off. I was
Yep.
like, I'll just have a break. I'll get my health back on track. Because if you're not healthy,
Yep.
you can't go out there and sing. Like, there's no point. It's just like playing a sport. If you break your leg, you can't go play
Yep.
soccer. So yeah, that's what I put it down to. And I was getting better, and I was feeling good, and I was thinking in my mind, I'm ready to go back, back
Yep.
gigging and performing. And I get a call from the Sunny Cowgirls tour manager, their manager,
Yep.
and he invited me to be a permanent support act for the Sunny Cowgirls tour
Oh,
back in
wicked.
2016.
Yep.
So we did the whole East Coast,
Yep.
and
I can't believe how much
yeah,
you've done. You've done heaps, or like heaps.
yeah, I've definitely had a lot of achievements
Yep.
over the last 10 or so years.
Yeah. Which one of your
Yeah.
songs is your favorite?
Out of all the songs
Yep.
that I've written, I would have to say a favorite of mine is my latest song, Four
Yep.
Leaf Clover. I mean, I honor all the songs that I've released, but I believe Four Leaf Clover is. I'm just so happy with
Yep.
where I'm at in life right now, and
It
I'm
shows. You can see
31.
that. You can see it. It's
Yeah,
great. Hey, it's contagious too. So which is a good thing.
yeah,
Yep.
and like I've made peace with my
Yep.
past. We're all young once. We all run wild. That's
Yep.
okay. It's life. But when you're young, you don't realize you're going to have this hindsight one
Yeah.
day. And it's okay. And I believe that now I've got that hindsight, I can really help other young artists out there feel okay about their journey,
Yeah.
because I've been there too, sister. Like, I can help you out. It's all good. Like,
Nah.
there's
Cool.
young artists out there that you know, are lost and they don't know if music is the thing, and it doesn't matter. Like, music will always be there.
Yep.
And that's the beautiful thing that I've learned over my career is life happens. We can do the best that we can,
Yep.
and things happen when they're meant to happen.
Yep.
And yeah, I believe this song definitely represents that. Like, I've had my ups and downs, and struck out, been burned down.
Yep.
So
Well,
yeah, they're the lyrics in the song. So
yeah, I'm hoping it does good for you. But like you said, music's there forever, but the festivals aren't.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's been a bit of a decline in the
Yeah.
festival scene lately, which is super sad. And yeah,
But
the online world is kind of taking over.
yeah, I think people's taste and style in music and what they want is different because you ever look at some of the more niche type events, and if you ever look at some of the country events, they're actually growing and getting stronger. And they're not
Yeah,
they're
and
not
that is thanks to
yeah.
social media.
And they're not overreaching too. I think some of these festivals they overreach and get too big, and then they can't cope when the bubble
Yeah,
bursts. So it's sad, but
yeah,
there's always a silver lining. So hopefully something good will come of it.
yeah, definitely. I mean, there's still a lot of people out there who are, backing
Yep.
the festival scene. There is a lot of promoters out there who, and volunteers, and it gives so many
Yep.
job opportunities to, hospitality, and um, opportunities to artists.
Yep.
And so there's still a lot of support there for the festival. So hopefully there is some sort of weird universal thing where they
Yep.
start
Coming up again, popping up.
getting
Yeah.
supported. Yeah.
Yep. So we do a little segment called Get to Know. So in this case, it's Get to Know Gemma. We've got 10 random questions. I've got a funny feeling I've read these ones out just recently, but are you ready for these 10 questions?
Okay, let's go.
All right. We'll start off nice and easy. Fill in the gap. When I was a child, I wanted to be something when I grew up.
I wanted to be a superstar when I grow up. I'm already grown up. I'm a superstar in my niece and nephew's eyes. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure more than that, more than them. So, but anyway, moving along. Favorite milkshake flavor?
strawberry.
Yes, I love strawberry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think the most common answer is vanilla. I don't get it.
Really?
Yep, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But
No, I need a flavor.
yep, a food you can't get enough of.
Ooh, I. Oh my gosh. There's so many little things.
Yeah.
Food. I can't get enough of. I mean, my nan makes this Irish box tea, so it's like a potato pancake. So, and every time I come to Nan's, I have to have some of her box tea. It's so yum.
I saw the other day Irish guacamole.
Okay.
It's just mashed potato.
Great. That is so good.
Right, next question. I lost my something at the cinema.
I lost my sunglasses at the cinema.
Yeah.
Like my good pair of sunglasses, the Oakley ones.
Yeah.
From like, I mean, I was a kid. I was
Yeah.
younger. But I will never forget that. They were my favorite.
Were they frog
sunglasses.
skins?
They were like bright yellow
Yeah.
Oakley, like the speed dealer.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I used to have the cherry red frog skin Oakleys. I love them. I can't get everyone thinks I'm weird, but no, I love them. Favorite season: summer, winter, spring, or autumn?
Autumn.
Yep. Your favorite song to sing in the shower?
Probably, I don't know. Flowers by Miley Cyrus just popped in my head. Yeah.
Cool. Have you heard Bella Taylor Smith? Yeah, Bella Taylor Smith. Yeah. Have you heard her? Oh, excuse me. Have you heard her version of that?
No, not yet.
I love it better than Miley's version. It's great, hey.
Oh.
So, yeah. What are you watching on TV?
I'm watching a couple of shows actually, and I don't really get enough time to watch TV. But I'm really enjoying The Gentleman on Netflix and Fire Country.
Yeah.
And I'm patiently waiting for the next Outlander to come out as well.
Is this going to be another Outlander?
Yeah, they're filming at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we won't go through that one, but that was traumatizing. That show. Macca's or HJ's?
Hungry Jack's burgers for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
The best cure for a broken heart? Excuse me.
Whiskey.
Irish
whiskey. Yeah,
is
definitely.
That with Coke, LA Ice, or Pepsi, or straight?
On the rocks.
Yeah. You're my spirit animal.
Or in a cocktail.
All right. Okay. Who's your biggest fan, mum or dad, or nan?
Oh, I would say my dad is my biggest fan.
Yeah.
Because he is the one in the crowd going, yeah, Jemma Beech. Like he's, the hype guy. He's like the fan. But I'd say like my mum would be. Mum's a bit of a fangirl, but she's more like the online, like, you go girl, like every post she's liking and every comment, like she comments on everything I do. She's my, so.
Does she troll any?
Call it a stalker.
Does she like troll any bad comments and get rip right into them?
No, she's so lovely. A lot of the artists within our country music industry do know her. Mum was very involved helping me out getting started when I was younger. Like I started going to Tamworth Country Music Festival when I was 15, and I actually did the Junior Academy of Country Music when I was 17. So as a junior, your parent has to come with you. So Mum was with me and she got to meet everyone there. And I remember for years, everyone would be like, how's your mum? How's your mum? And I'd be like, she's good.
Yeah.
So am I. Like, you know what I mean? So Mum got a little bit famous at one point.
Oh, that's good. So alrighty. I've I've run out of questions. I want to know more about your music. What can you tell us more about your music? Where can people find you when you're playing? Do you get out gigging? Where can people find you?
Yeah, so I have so many plans this year. Even a plan to go back over to Ireland and
Yep.
do some more traveling. I'd really love to go back and reconnect with the musos and artists
Yep.
over in Ireland, because country music is pretty big over there too.
Yep.
A lot like our country music industry here in Australia. There's a lot of cross genres into pop rock
Yep.
and blues and singer songwriter, and yeah, that's very exciting
Yep.
because that's diving into a whole new network.
Yep.
And but before I head over there, I have a few shows in the Hunter Valley. So I'm
Yep.
going up there for Singleton Rodeo. So I'm looking forward to that one with my band.
Yep.
And I also have Tocal Field Days, which is in the Hunter Valley as well. So we're doing 2 days performing over there. And there's another new festival. Well, it's more like a show. It's a
Yep.
double header show. I'm playing. There is an independent like country music brand that
Yep.
is going from Camden, and it's called Stockade Country, and
Yep.
he's created his own country sounds show. So
Oh,
he's
wicked.
invited me to be one of the headliners for that night. So that's on the 19th of April. Singleton Rodeo is the 27th of April, and then the week after that is Tocal Field Days. So yeah, and they're big gigs. So
Yep.
I've lots of practicing. In between, I'm playing at some cover gigs. But because I have got a bit of a name for myself as a singer songwriter,
Yep.
a lot of the followers do come to my pub covers gigs.
Yep.
So I'm singing my originals at those gigs, which is fantastic. That's
Yeah.
what any singer songwriter, that's our dream, is to, no matter where we play, we get
Yep.
to sing our own songs and tell our own story. So that's really exciting.
Do you,
And yeah,
do you have a merch store?
I have one. When I was up in Tamworth, I created some bucket hats.
Yeah.
Because I was having like a beach party with my band in
Yep.
Tamworth because it was so hot. I was like, let's just get some, life's a beach.
Yeah.
Life's beachy. Let's have some fun, country music. And yeah, me and the band, we dressed up like we were going to the beach because
Yep.
my last name is Beach.
Yeah.
Although it's spelt
Yeah.
differently, we kind of just played on the words there. And yeah, so I do, but it's not online yet. So if anyone does want any
Yep.
merchandise, you can head over to my social media, or you can contact me via my email, which is
Yep.
on my website. So jemmabeechmusic.com.
Yep.
And that goes for all social media as well.
Sweet. We'll have to put the links down in the description. We will have the links in the description anyway. So yeah, everyone has to,
Awesome.
because we always push the merch bit because that's another way that people can support the artists. Because
Yeah,
obviously
definitely.
Spotify and
Yeah,
things
it's
like
so
that.
fun, and I'm really excited to jump back in that shop merch
Yeah.
space because, so many people say, Gemma, we want some shirts. We want to wear like Jemma Beech shirts. So
Yep.
I'm working on some t-shirts, some, good quality merchandise,
Yeah.
some new trucker caps because I love a good trucker cap. Even though I have my Poppy's hat that I love to wear, he was the English Beach, and he passed away when I was about 12 years old, but
Yep.
he was a massive fan of country music. He actually used to go to the country music festival before I was born. So
Yep.
I feel like there's a bit of a connection there with my pop. He was actually a poet
Yep.
and used to write poetry. So I never actually got to read any of it, but I've heard stories from my
Yeah.
uncle and my dad, and nice memories there.
It's like the poetry, songs, storytelling, and then through the blood into you with the songwriting.
Yeah.
There's a connection there.
Yeah, so I'm the only musical one in my Australian
Yep.
family. I'm one of 4 kids,
Yep.
and they're all sporty. So
Yep.
everyone is into sports. Even though I was into sports, it wasn't really my thing. It was great to be in community,
Yep.
and that's what I loved about it. and I'm a people person. So, but music was that drive for me.
Yeah.
That's what lights me up. And singing to someone, and then even having one listener come back to me, and I've had many over the years just say, like, your music has inspired me.
Yeah.
You've helped me get through this. You've helped me get through that. And that's just amazing. Like,
Yeah.
to know that there's mums out there that have young daughters and they're listening to my music, looking at me as a role model.
Yeah.
So, and also I like to stress that, as a young girl growing up, we make mistakes, and if you can get through it, then you look
Yeah.
back at and you grow from that, and that's powerful.
Yeah.
Like, just knowing that it's powerful and that you're strong, and it's okay, to
Yeah.
go through those things. But sometimes things happen to us and we don't get to choose. But
Yeah.
honestly, I can stand here today and say I'm pretty strong, and I've gotten through a lot of things over my life. And I'm just very happy to be here and
That's
sharing my music.
that's a really awesome, powerful message. So it's good to hear it coming from the horse's mouth. And any young girls that are listening to the podcast or watching the video, they can take inspiration from that as well, and know that things do come out good at the other end.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, they can. And even if they don't seem like it, they will.
Yeah.
And like, for me, with my battles, and many artists in all
Yep.
fields, find it can be very isolating, and we're alone in this. And there's many ups and downs. It just comes with it.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. But never give up.
No.
Never give up. Reach out. That has been my message
Yep.
to me lately. I've been reminding myself, like, I've got to take the lead.
Yep. Do you know, it's amazing how many people I've spoken to over the last few weeks have said the exact same thing. Never give up. Just keep going. Which is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, you don't attach anything to it.
Yeah.
It's for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just
for your own growth and happiness.
Yep.
You never give up. Never give up on yourself.
No, that's good.
You got to live with you.
Yeah. And if they ever need it, they can carry around the 4-leaf Clover in their iPads, on their streaming service, listen to it, get inspiration from it.
Yes, please. Yep.
Yes. Yep.
And I've just been writing some new music, so very excited to be working on the next single already.
Yeah. Oh, we'd love to know about. We'd love to get you back and have another chat on that one as well. So
yeah, and we're working on a music video with this one, and just gonna elevate it even more. So yeah, very excited. I recently went to a Lainey Wilson concert. She was here in Sydney.
Yep.
And absolutely mind blowing. And I just kept looking up at her, thinking,
oh, she's smashing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. She's only a few months older than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just amazing to see determination.
Did I read somewhere that someone's compared you to the Australian Taylor Swift?
No, probably
I'm sure
not
I
me.
did. I'm sure I read. I read it somewhere. I'm sure. Actually, I'm sure I read it. I'm not kidding you. I think I read it somewhere. I was doing research because I obviously do a bit of research. I'm sure I've read it. I read it somewhere that someone compared you to the Australian version of Taylor Swift. I'm gonna have to dig that up.
I don't. Yeah, dig it up, because I don't think it would be. I would probably say maybe Kaylee Bell. She's definitely selling out shows and touring with Ed Sheeran, and big time. So probably not me.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. It's lovely chatting with you. I've found a new spirit animal, so it's amazing. It's great. So yeah, make sure you come back for when you release the next single.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and to all the listeners out there. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening, and we'll talk to you really soon.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
sunk to my knees, but I'll never give up on chasing my dreams. Sometimes this life, it don't go to plan, and I'm on my way to a second chance. I built some walls that are so damn high, but there's a certain few that have made it inside. I make my own luck, I fight my own fight. That's who I'll be to the day I die. Going back to my roots with something to prove. Leave this town and search the world over. Gonna find my luck, get these boots unstuck. Might end up with a four-leaf clover. Sipping that whiskey, leans in to kiss me, having the time of our lives. Running through the streets of Galway, doing things our way, feeling so young and alive. Going back to my roots with something to prove. Leave this town and search the world over. Gonna try my luck, get these boots unstuck. Might end up with a four-leaf clover. Going back to my roots with something to prove. Leave this town